Maharishi Vedic Science Department presents the Outstanding Student Award at the doctoral level to Karen Aoki. Karen grew up in Japan and came to America by herself at the age of 16 to study the classical flute. After graduating from the Eastman School of Music, she came to Maharishi University of Management, where she earned her master's degree in Maharishi Vedic Science in 2006. From there, she went on to become a certified teacher of the Transcendental Meditation program. For her PhD dissertation, Karen read the Vedic literature in Sanskrit as part of a research program to test the application of Vedic sound for developing inner happiness, health, and vitality in a profound and permanent way. We are very pleased to present her with this award and also to announce that she will join our faculty for the upcoming academic year.
Good evening. I'm proud to say that I completed perhaps one of the most unusual programs at the university, perhaps in the world. As he indicated, for 3.5 years, I read aloud Vedic texts in Sanskrit for its sound value alone. I did not know the meaning of the text. And one of the reasons that I was so interested in this program is because, as he mentioned, I came from a music background. So for me, right from the onset, I was relating to the text as musical compositions. And just the way playing Bach can move me in a particular way, as opposed to a Beethoven sonata, text by text, it was very clear to me that each text had a very particular influence on me. My number one mission here was not only to experience the field of pure consciousness, but to transform, and I was ready to do it. I feel like before going on, I have to say, not only am I so grateful for the faculty, and especially my advisor, Tom Eganis, but I have so much gratitude for all the students who came here. I'm sure many of them, like myself, left standard tracks or vocational paths, perhaps even against the support of family, to pursue a very unusual field, or even if it's a standard field, to pursue it in a very unusual place. And so I really congratulate all the students that made it here and have really created something remarkable. All right, so I'm going to say a little bit more about my research track because I am very proud of it and will be very happy to promote it as assistant professor. So I'd like to say that as a music student, I discovered, of course, the transformational power of music. But I would find that after 4 to 6 hours of practice, I would be elevated for that amount of time. And yes, it was a deeply moving experience, but there are certain aspects of my physiology or behavior that wouldn't change. I kind of go back to a normal setting. I found that after reading Vedic literature, after text, there would be so much transformation, and that I'd be tracking these in my journal every day. And I noticed that over time, these behavioral changes would actually stay permanent. I'll give you one clear example. I actually had to switch or finish music because I had so much eczema. I was actually overwhelmed with a tremendous amount of inflammation. I hadn't realized that all the stress from music school was actually impinging my ability to progress. So when I started the Reading Vedic Literature program, I had a lot of inflammation and a lot of, you could say, heat. And so a lot of the time that I was reciting these texts, I would feel a lot of this heat moving through my physiology. And I began to experience that sound has this powerful effect, and especially Sanskrit sounds. There's this quality of intelligence that was within the sounds. And so this is one of those moments when I like to say proudly that we are Harry Potter University. Literally, I'm reciting texts, I don't know the sounds, but I can definitely see what they're doing to me. And I like to emphasize that I'm not going anywhere. It's not like a state of hypnosis or disassociation. What happens is, as I'm reciting, the state of awareness expands, and it's remarkable how the field of consciousness is truly ever expanding. There's so much to it, such that I can imagine just spending one's whole life on this field of consciousness, just developing it and getting to know it. So anyway, the form that I like most in terms of developing or researching consciousness is the recitation of these texts. And I'll just quickly say that each text is so different. So one text I would read would work on my heart, and I would just have this flood of first purification of all the stress that had been in my heart. And then, of course, all the beautiful aspects of love and devotion set in after all the purification had happened. And then I moved to the next text, and I would get all these points of tension in my mind clearing away, and all these, it's like almost like chatter from previous mentors or teachers, just all these opinions that had accumulated, and that would start to sort itself out. And then there would be just so much space for once there had been chatter and noise. So this is just an example of the incredible ride I was on for 3.5 years, and I made it thanks to the support of this community, because it is not an easy task, as many of us know, to go through so much self-transformation. And here we are pursuing our majors, but let us not forget that we're also every day going through so much transformation. It's a paradigm shift we go through. And so it is with great pride that I joined the faculty so we can pass on this knowledge to generations to come.